Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubden Tarshi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. Maitreya Bodhisattva at the inner court of the Tushita heaven. Sumo, Tanzan Gatso, Tupten City, Tupten Kama. All Dharma masters, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
I stayed. Senang ora miko. Kekero mocho. Skoi. Ichiwa. Kimochi. Chumi. Yapi. Puri. Konnichiwa.
Would like to announce for next Sunday, February 2nd. At the afternoon at 0. See? 0 o'clock. 0 p.m. See, I just read it. Whatever that's written here.
00 p.m. 是几点?
What time is 00 p.m.?
好，半夜。
Midnight.
金刚萨埵附魔法会半夜。
So Vajrasattva Homa fire offering ceremony at midnight. At 00 p.m.
印错了吧?
That's a typo?
印错了.
Oh, okay, a mistake. Don't scare me.
半夜做附魔.
So Homa at midnight?
下午3点 p.m.
At 3 p.m.
Every Saturday, 9 okay. In Raymond Lezang Temple. Study the Buddha and teach the Buddha. Every Sunday, afternoon, 3 o'clock, have the fire offering and teach Buddha. 3点00 p.m.
3 o'clock, but it's written 00 p.m. here.
金刚萨埵
So Vajrasattva and the mudra, 2 hands in a fist, cross in front of the chest.
Om Pecha Sato Ahom Pei.
The mantra Om Pecha Sato Ahom Be, one of the primary
Samaya Suteya.
repentance mantra. Om Pecha Samaya Suteya.
是五佛的法王子.
Vajrasattva is the Dharma prince of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. He's the 6th Vajradhara.
最重要消除业障的本尊.
He's the most important deity deity for eradicating karma. And he's also the lineage root guru of Tantric Buddhism. That's Vajrasattva. Nagarjuna Bodhisattva opened the iron gate of at the southern India and met Vajrasattva and was transmitted. Vajrasattva transmitted the two seals of the Dharmadhatu Mandala and Vajradhatu Mandala. So the Dharmadhatu Mandala is the cause and Vajradhatu Mandala is the result or the fruit. And from that point, Vajrayana started. It was transmitted by Vajrasattva to Nagarjuna Bodhisattva. Our Homa today is Maitreya Bodhisattva. And his birthday was the first of the first lunar month. So Happy New Year, everyone. The first day of the first month in lunar calendar. So Maitreya Bodhisattva is a future Buddha. In the 3,000 Buddha's repentance, at the beginning, the first Buddha is the lotus-like Buddha. And the second Buddha is Maitreya Buddha. The third Buddha is Lotus Buddha. That's in the repentance of the 3,000 Buddhas. Maitreya Bodhisattva was prophesied by Sakyamuni Buddha when he was in this world to be the future divine King Buddha with great authority. There were many names. The loving one, Aito. And the future three assemblies of the dragon flower. When Maitreya Bodhisattva descended to the Saha world, under the dragon flower trees, there would be three great Dharma assemblies where the great number of people or beings would gather. That's called the three assemblies at the dragon flower. And the mudra is the Dharma wheel turning mudra. Why wearing white? Because the sixth syllable is yi. And it's white. White sixth syllable. That's why we are wearing white. And why we are wearing red? Because it's the New Year. So we also wear red for the New Year. I've seen 6 sutras related to Maitreya Bodhisattva. The sutras that Grandmaster has read, Sutra of Maitreya Reborn below, Sutra of Maitreya's Descent, Sutra of Maitreya's Reborn below to become a Buddha, Sutra of Maitreya's Becoming a Buddha, Sutra of Rebirth into the Siddha Heaven of Maitreya Bodhisattva, Sutra of Maitreya's Reborn as a Buddha. When I was living in Ballard, Seattle, I told Master Lian Ho, they're in the furniture business, can we have a desk for my living room in my house in Bellot. But Master Lian Ho said, "This is America. Will there be anybody coming for spiritual consultation?" That was the beginning when we just moved here. And I opened the door, and there was a cat scooting over. And I walked to the 10th Avenue and looking at the streets and not even a car or a person. So Master Lian Ho told me there's no need to give spiritual consultation because in Taiwan I was used to that. Every morning when we opened the door, there would be a line of 300 people in queue getting the cart, the number from Sumo, 300, and many people bribe her. Please give us earlier numbers under the table.
偷偷塞钱给师母说安排快一点，因为一下子打开门300个人进来。
They wanted to get in first because when we opened the doors, there were 300 people, and every one of them needs a number. And when I just got to America, we opened the door and finally a cat coming in. Not even a person. Nobody's asking for consultation. So I climb up the stairs and sat in that spiritual attic, square room. It's probably better to write articles and to publish it in the newspapers and magazines in Taiwan. So I sent my articles to a few editors in Taiwan, and we published them. At that time, it's called the Zhengxin newspaper and the Zhongyang, the central newspaper, and Taiwan Daily, Mingseng Daily newspaper. And so I published in these few newspapers. So I relied on the reimbursement, 500 NT dollars. All I got. How much is that in US dollars? About $13. And I give it to the Asian or Northwest newspaper in Seattle. And for the first article published there, I got $4 US. Wow. So that was the manuscript fee. So I complained to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I didn't say it, but I cried. How can we feed the family? So Master Lian Ho was very kind. There was a supermarket called Lucky. So the leftover of the food that people were about to throw out,
实称的菜跟水果，
vegetables and
卖
fruits.
不掉的菜啦，应该要丢掉的。
That's
掉的水果，
that
一箱一箱装回来。
that cannot be sold and was about to throw out, and so they took boxes of them and placed them in front of our doors. And we went to the County Park.
海边呐，你不知道那海边有好处的。
And we went to, what are we doing there? We went to the beach.
海边的海带。
And there are many seaweeds there, so we collected those seaweeds.
晒干了怎么？
And then we dried them, and for what for? For soups.
海带汤啊，很有营养的。
It's very nutritious seaweed soup.
起来准备拿回台湾。
And we collected them as gifts when we go back to Taiwan for friends and families there. We went to County
拿到
Park.
4块钱的稿费，第一次赚钱。
So the first time we earned some money was $4 of manuscript free, and we were very happy.
就到买
The first time we earned something, so we bought some sandwich and egg
小孩子去远足，
and prepare, and then we took our kids for picnic in the
远
park.
足，我们去远足，终于去远足。小孩子还有午餐可以吃。
And the children have lunches to eat. That's how our life was.
我是跟活菩萨祈祷。
So I prayed to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I cried
不会这样，
and
那会完蛋了。
cried, how come it's like this? We'll die in America.
那时候传言啊，传到台湾去啊，台湾很多
And
的
then
以前的老弟子
the rumor spread to Taiwan.
木须，
What is?
就是已经快淹死了。
And Grandma Sildu in America it was drowning to die, about to die.
哎，就是弥勒菩萨，
And Maitreya
弥
Bodhisattva
勒菩萨从虚空中飞过去，
flew in the
到
sky
我这个顶上
and saw
主治了。他坐着云从虚空飞过去，
he was riding on a cloud, flying in the
被
sky,
气把他挡住了。
and he was blocked by my qi above me, the qi, vital energy above me, and hurt my complaint. So Maitreya Bodhisattva opened his bag and said, "This is all for you."
弥勒菩萨丢下
And
来，
then I saw the things that Maitreya Bodhisattva threw down: a house,
还丢了车子，
a car,
哇，汽车、房子，哇，还丢了土地耶，
and
丢
land,
了什么？哇，丢了美钞，
and US dollar bills, and gold,
还丢了很多的喇嘛装啊、红袍啊、
and
宝冠啊，
Lama robes, and dragon robes, and Dharma King crowns, and precious jewels, and treasures to Maitreya Bodhisattva through all of those for me. I was very happy, and thank you, Maitreya Bodhisattva.
我在灵仙阁的时候啊，和尚
When I was at the spiritual attic,
谢谢你丢这个房子、车
I joined my palms and thank him for throwing to me houses, cars, lands,
还一大堆的饰品、七珍八宝，什么都有。
robes, treasures, jewels, and crowns, and
张开眼，
everything, and thank him. And when I opened my eyes, it was all the same, nothing. So I was sad for a while. What can I do? What should I do?
慢慢它就真的实现。
But later on, gradually, those do appear.
我都有。
Then I have everything. Those did
弥
appear.
勒菩萨给我的，
So it was given by Maitreya Bodhisattva.
他可以赐福给大家。
So he can bestow great fortune upon all of us. So on the Chinese New Year, you can pray to him, and he can open his
点
bag
东西，你们看看有什么？
and then drop a few things for you and check what they are. When you go home,
这是我
pay attention.
是看到弥勒菩萨。
So that was the first time I saw Maitreya Bodhisattva. That was at the spiritual attic in Ballard. He opened his bag and then gave me his things.
现在有房子，
Houses. Now I have houses. Cars. I have cars now.
好的车子。
Nice cars.
那个我记得谁讲？
I remember who said
莲溪
it.
上师啊，
Master Lian
因为
Qi
家里那个有这个
said
发电
that
机的工人到了我家，
at my home there were some people trying to install the generator.
它自动就会发电。
So when we lose power, the generator will be kicked on.
要装那个电板吧，打开我的车库，
So
看到我的
the
车库，
people was trying
那
to
个人就
open the garage. I mean, they opened the garage and saw, and their eyes glared really wide
因为他们从来没有看过啊，
because they've never seen.
不啊，是劳斯莱斯，
One is Rolls Royce, the other one is
那
Bentley.
个 Bentley 啊，听说啊，
And I heard
可以开
that the
300迈
Bentley can reach 300 miles in an hour.
飞机1个小时的飞多，
How many miles can the plane fly in an hour?
那部 Bentley 是全美国唯一的，
That Bentley was the only one in America.
差不多只有20几万就可以买得到。
The typical Bentley is about $200,000, but that one is double,
double 的，所以看到那部
over 200,000.
都是那种。
So they saw that Bentley and then they saw the Rolls Royce and they glared. They were given by Maitreya
就是
Bodhisattva.
尼瓦送的。
It was given by Hanifa.
我不会舍得去买这些
I wouldn't want to spend money to buy
别人
them,
送的，我
too luxurious.
收了。
But if they were given by others, I make myself to receive them. I was going to refuse, but they are well-intentioned and they talk about it many times. So if you don't receive them, if you don't accept them, that would be beautiful.
所以就收了嘛。
So I accepted
车
them.
真的眼睛都睁得很大。
So when they saw
你在
the two cars, they glared, their eyes became wide
我
open.
自从开了龙之奈子开到现在，
Ever since I drove the Rolls Royce,
到庙家里到庙，庙到
other
家里
than from the house to the temple, temple to the house, house to the temple, temple to the house, house to the temple, I've never been anywhere
没有
else.
看过别
So therefore, I haven't seen other Rolls
已
Royces.
经开了几年了，那部
And I've driven it for a few years. How many
我
years?
都忘了几年。
I've forgotten how many.
我看过一部劳斯莱斯都没有。
I haven't even seen another Rolls Royce. And then one time,
玛莎拉蒂
I was driving the
在路
Maserati
上看过一部劳斯莱
on
斯
the
我
road.
旁边
I saw Rolls Royce driving by my side.
一样，
I was surprised. Oh,
是
someone
连骑上司开我
was driving. When I took a look, it was Master Lian Qi driving my Rolls Royce to get the gas filled.
也有人
And I thought, wow, someone is driving the same Rolls Royce as I do.
放松了，不是只有我。
So I relax, and it's just not mine. And there's another one, but no, that was Master Lian Qi driving my Rolls Royce.
很少。你们在路上
Very rare.
别人开劳斯莱斯
Have you seen anybody driving a Rolls Royce on the road?
还是有的，
Yeah,
但很少。
but it's very rare.
所以弥勒菩萨
So Maitreya
今天
Bodhisattva,
主起的人
the primary supplicants today,
不是很多，
not that
他
many.
们希望很大。
So they have great hope.
跟他祈求吧。
So pray to him.
昨天都没有讲笑话哎。
So I haven't told jokes yesterday.
这个老公跟老婆吵架，
The husband and wife are arguing.
老公就躲在小房间里面睡觉。
So the husband is hiding in the small room and sleep there, and the wife is still angry.
刀把蚊帐剪了一个口，
And so took a scissor and cut a huge hole in the mosquito net. Let the mosquitoes eat you to death.
惨了！今天晚上
And the husband's thinking, oh no,
那个
tonight
东南亚吧
the mosquitoes would eat me. That would be in Southeast Asia, right?
老婆拿着刀
And an hour later, the wife took the transparent the tape, and I was very touched.
刀
Well, still a wife. She's tough on the words, but soft in the heart.
进去的差不多了。
And I was going to say something, but the wife said, well, all the mosquitoes have got in, just about enough now. I don't want them to get out. So she covered the hole.
3岁的小女孩不听话，
The 3-year-old
不
girl
听话，把你
was disobedient.
再捡一个回来。
And the mom said,
小女孩
if you disobey me, then I would send you out and I'll get another girl.
也会不
And the little girl replied,
是她妈妈不要的。
she would be, the girl that you pick would still be disobedient because she was discarded by her mom because she
有一个记
disobeyed
者
her
呢
mom.
采访一位老战士，
A reporter
说当年你
was
抓住了
interviewing an old
2
military,
个小时，
and you were captured by the enemy and was beaten for 2 hours and you did not succumb. How did you do that?
老战士听完了，他说
And the old soldier said,
在树上打。
oh, I was being tied to the tree when I was beaten.
小明对父亲讲，
Xiaoming told the
学校
father
啊成立了
that in my school we have a music
乐器
band
要自己带，
and I want to join, but I need to bring my own musical instrument.
半天，
And the dad listening for a long while and took a pair of chopsticks and give to Xiaoming. We're poor,
争
Xiaoming.
取去当指挥，
Why don't you become the director? I mean the what's that called? The conductor instead.
好了，进入你问我吧。
Now we'll do Q&A.
马来西亚
A question from Malaysia.
提问：
Lotus Chichi.
一心顶礼南无根本传承上师，师尊
Wholeheartedly,
弟子
we
听
pay homage to the lineage root guru.
有提到
Greetings,
心经的
Grandmaster. After listening to your teachings, I heard you
弟子
mention
想请示弟子能不
the
能
concept of marvelous existence amidst true emptiness in the Heart Sutra.
是要放
Can I understand it as follows?
领悟无常
The emptiness in the Heart Sutra
意
signifies letting go of attachments, realizing impermanence. Then through existence, one engages in spiritual cultivation to counteract ignorance and practice the 6 paramitas and myriad good deeds to benefit others. By combining emptiness and existence, the ultimate goal is to reach the other shore, but at the end, we must still let go of both emptiness and existence. With reference, I pray for your guidance and wish you stay in the world to turn the Dhamma wheel. So she asked, but she replied herself. So any opinion you have, anyone? So she understood it as that the Heart Sutra belongs to emptiness. You need to let go attachment and realize, understand impermanence. And through existence, you cultivate spiritually to transform and counteract ignorance, practice the 6 paramitas, and benefit others. Combining emptiness and existence, we reach the other shore. But at the end, we still have to let go of the emptiness and existence. That's what she said. What do you all think? So she asked and she answered. What do you think? No opinion? Okay, passed. No opinion in particular. So we need to let go of both emptiness and existence. Nobody raised their hand, nobody has any opinion, so pass. So I guess what she said was right. That's nice, easy. Question, they asked question and they answered the question. The girlfriend asked Xiaoming, did you secretly look at my diary? Don't you know respect? Can't you respect my privacy? And Xiaoming replied, sorry, honey, I was unintentional, but how did you know that I secretly look at your diary? Because I saw it in your diary. The teacher asks, there are 3 kinds of muscles in the human body. What are they? And the teacher noticed Xiaoming was asleep, so especially called Xiaoming. And Xiaoming raised her head in a dazzle and then looked at Xiaoli next door. I think it's asking about meat. So Xiaoming replied really quickly. It's lean meat, fatty meat, and the 5 layered meat. I think they should be autonomous muscle and. The funniest joke is Master Lian Chuan told Xiaoming, if you're disobedient and you don't listen, then you should be sent to Korea to become a president there, because all presidents, Korean presidents usually have downfalls. Now we talk about Vimalakirti
王
Sutra.
子业盖从药
The Buddha
王国
told the heavenly emperor,
柔顺忍。这句话是这样。这时候药王如来，不是释迦牟尼佛，释迦牟尼佛告诉这个
Sakyamuni Buddha
原因。
told Sakra Indram,
王子业盖啊，
the heavenly emperor,
那时
the
候
Prince Moon Canopy,
10个王子当中其中的
which is one of the prince of the 1,000 princes of the king jewel canopy. The Prince Moon Canopy, having heard the Dharma from Medicine King Buddha, that Dharma offering is the most supreme.
得柔
Upon hearing such Dharma,
感觉到
he
心
attained gentle and patient endurance. In his heart, he felt really good.
好像知道什么是无生
And
忍，
understood what is unborn endurance. Unborn
心
endurance.
有所得了，也有领。
So he gained realization
这业盖王
and
子
enlightenment.
就以季节
So the Prince Moon Canopy then removed his jewel robes and adornments and offered them as an offering to the
业盖
Buddha.
王子呢，就把自己的身体啊，
So the Prince Moon Canopy
还有他的
took off
的
his most precious
七珍八宝
robes and jeweled
拿
adornments
来供养
and
药
treasures and offered them as an offering to the Medicine King
然后
Tathagata.
跟药王如来讲，
And then told the Tathagata,
世尊
World Honored One,
世人所尊敬的，
which is honored
如来
by the
以后
world beings.
当行法，
After the Tathagata's nirvana, I vow to uphold and protect the right dharma through offerings and diligence practice.
我要
After the Medicine King Tathagata leaves the Saha world,
正的佛法，
I vow to uphold and protect the right, authentic
所
dharma,
有了义的所有的正法，
all the
了
ultimate
义的正法，
and right
供养
dharma,
守护这了义的，
using the Dharma offering
愿以
to
为
protect
人
the right ultimate Dharma.
希望啊，药王如来
I beseech
为神
the Medicine King Tathagata, by your divine transcendent power,
降
grant me,
修菩萨行，
accept me, and prophesy
业
me,
盖王者能够
and grant me compassionate support to allow me to subdue demonic foes and cultivate the Bodhisattva path so that I can cultivate
成为真正的
spiritually.
菩萨。
To become a true Bodhisattva, there are 10 grounds of Bodhisattvas, and the highest one is the 10th ground, the ground of
这个
Dharma
药王
clouds.
如来啊，佛知
So the Medicine King Tathagata, understanding the sincerity of the heart of the Prince Moon Canopy, his true bodhicitta, and
而祭之业给他受
that
记。
he generated that vow.
药王如来当时的时候，就是
So
业盖王子受记。
at that moment, give the prophecy to the
你
Prince
若
Moon
是
Canopy
守护法城，
that you shall guard the fortress of the Dharma in the final era,
末法时期，
that in the
守
future,
护这个
in the final degenerate
会守护真正的
era of Buddha Dharma, you will
未
guard
来末世的
the
时候
true,
你守护
authentic,
这个
ultimate
真正的
Dharma.
佛法天地啊，就是尸体。
So Heavenly Emperor, which is the Sakra Indra,
王子业盖
at that time, the Prince Moon Canopy, witnessing the purity of the Dharma
进出
and hearing the Buddha's
这
prophecy,
个时候啊，
developed deep faith,
后呢，这个王子业盖
renounced worldly life, and became a monk.
法供养第一，
So the moon canopy knew that Dharma offering is first and foremost. His cultivation is very pure, and he heard the Buddha's words, so developed a mind of renunciation. When he heard the prophecy of Medicine King Tathagata, he used his pure mind to renunciate, became a monk. He diligently cultivated wholesome dharmas, and through great effort in a short time, he cultivated the best kind of dharmas. And through diligence and great effort, in a short time attained the 5 transcendental powers. And they are knowing the mind of others, knowing all lives, past, present, and future, and then celestial seeing, celestial hearing, and transcendent travel. So all 5 except the transcendent power of complete outflow. And they perform the bodhisattva conduct: generosity, precepts, diligence, endurance, wisdom, and meditation. Advance on the bodhisattva path and gain the dharani of unceasing eloquence. So he attained the highest kind of dharma, the ultimate dharma, and he has unhindered eloquence and debate ability to deliver sentient beings. After the Buddha's nirvana, relying on the power of his supernatural abilities, dharanis, and eloquence, he propagated the Dharma of the Medicine King Tathagata for 10 small kalpas, spreading the teaching wherever the Dharma will turn. So, following Medicine King Tathagata, he turned the Dharma wheel and teach all sentient beings. Here it mentioned about that the Prince Moon Canopy generated the pure faith upon hearing the Dharma of the Tathagata. Let's talk about this. Recently, the Tibetan Foundation received a letter, and it's written, the head of a place who's from youth to old age, as the head of director there, and countless mantra chanting, sutras, dharma practices. And in their old age, they got sick. The old director got sick and died. And upon death, his family, I think after a few years, his family saw him in the dream, the old director, and asked him, are you at the Buddha land or Pure Land? And he replied, no. So he did not go to the Pure Land or the Buddha verses. And the family was shocked. And we also registered you for Bardo deliverance and also a lot of deeds for merits. How come you still cannot go to the Pure Land or Buddha verses? And in the dream he replied, because I trespassed the red light. Anyone that saw this letter, raise your hand. Nian Chuan heard it too.
那时候信我看到了，
I saw the letter
我在上面注明
and I noted
他的
it
梦是。
to give them another dream.
现在我要直接告诉他，
Now I'm telling
为
them
什么
directly
老堂主没有到佛国，
why the old director
他
did not go to the Pure Land.
当到老，
He was the director from youth to old age
修了那么多
and
的，
chanted so many mantras, have done so many Dharma practices and delivered many sentient beings.
他转了法轮呢、
He's turned the Dharma wheel. How come he did
为
not
什么老堂主会讲出
to the Pure Land?
红灯？
Why did he say he ran the red light? Now guess
师尊
what
知道
these 3 words
没有
mean.
告诉他，
I knew, but I did not tell them. Give them another dream.
因为他到了老的
Because
时候啊，
in his old
到老
age,
的时候生病了，
he was sick.
病很痛苦，
And being sick is truly suffering. Was hospitalized for years.
医院待那几年的时候，他
And during that time,
我当
in his heart and mind, he was thinking, I've been the temple or center director from youth to old age, and Dharma practices uncountable mantra chanting, sutra chanting, uncountable delivering countless beings. How come I cannot go to the Pure Land?
灯什么意思啊？
And then he said he ran the red light. What did it mean?
因为啊，
Because
生病那几年，
when he was sick for those few years, I'm telling you,
他开始心里起
in his heart and mind, he became impatient.
在念佛，
I don't want to chant the Buddha's name
阿弥
anymore.
陀佛，
Get the hell out of
就开始
here, Amitabha.
然后心理上
He started to complain. His heart and mind is filled with grudges
让我
and
病得怎么样惨？
what kind of two Buddha tantric dharma is that? It makes me suffer so badly.
众无数哎，
And I'm an old director and chanted and practiced and delivered countless beings,
堂主无数，
countless times,
救了那么多人
countless
我
time,
自己
and I've helped so many people. How come I'm like this now?
开始厌了，
So he
都被他骂，
had that
根本上
resentments. So he started to scold and reprimand the root guru, all the Buddhas, all the protectors.
这个叫做没有尽心。
This was called he lacked pure
本来
faith.
是绿灯的，
So that's running the red light meant. It was green light and you could go to the Pure Land and the Buddhaverse.
灯，所以
And he told his children that because he ran the red light, he did not get to the Pure Land. Because when it's red light, you could not
到最后那一段
go across. But
上持，
toward the end of his life, he lost faith.
他骂了活菩萨，
All his faith was lost, and he reprimanded all the Buddhas,
三根本，
the Bodhisattvas, all of his 3 roots, all of them.
只是一个老堂主，
That was an old director.
转红灯，
So the
因为
key reason
活菩萨诽谤了
of running the red light is because you slandered, defamed
根本护法，
the guru, the root guru, the root yidam, root protector, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and true Buddha school.
是纯然的信，
So pure faith
任何一个状
is
况
important. It's a pure and clean faith in whatever situation and condition you are.
到佛国境，
that means it's green light. You can go to the Buddha land and Pure Land. The only way is to repent quickly. You have to repent to be able to turn it back into green light. So without pure faith, by practicing Buddha Dharma, you started, but you never stay. In the beginning, it's really good, but when you were sick, it was really bad. And then you're dead. That's the end of you. Then you cannot go, and he could not go to the Pure Land, Buddha verse. So the most important thing is pure faith. Never cut that off. Just go straight. Just go straight. A straight mind will let you get to the Pure Land. If you turn, that would be red light. When the red light shines, then you cannot go ahead. Oh, so it becomes a red light, not running a red light. So turning into a red light. So pure faith is the most important. Like the Prince Moon Canopy, he had the pure faith that Dharma offering is first and foremost, and he could have attainment. But without pure faith, in the beginning, you're being prophesied, but then you lose your faith. You lose your commitment. Even bodhisattvas, you have to reach the 8th ground to be considered a complete or pure faith. You have to reach the unborn endurance. Otherwise, without unborn endurance, the 7th ground of bodhisattva too has the chance to regress. All bodhisattvas on the 1st to the 7th ground can regress, but only bodhisattvas above 8th ground are non-regressing. That's why spiritual cultivation is really not easy. If you give up at the end, that's it. It's all gone. So here I'm telling all of you that the Prince Moon Canopy has pure faith. So he turned the Dharma wheel for 10 small kalpas. And the Medicine King Tathagata granted the turning the Dharma wheel to the Prince Moon Canopy to have the Moon Canopy to continue turning the Dharma wheel and spreading them. So as the monk Moon Canopy guarded the Dharma, practiced extremely diligently, and advanced with great vigor, he transformed countless beings, billions and trillions of beings, establishing the trillions of people in the state of non-regression toward Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. That's bodhicitta. To reach the state of non-regression, which is 8th ground bodhisattva and above. He inspired the profound resolve for Sravakas, Arhats, and 14 Nayutas of beings become Pratyeka Buddhas. Pratyeka Buddhas are enlightened due to the 12 links of dependent origination, and Sravakas are enlightened due to the 4 noble truths, and deliver countless sentient beings to be reborn in the heavenly realms. At this time, Sakyamuni Buddha said, the Heavenly Emperor,
就是尸体恒阴呐，
who is Sakra Indram,
王
Sakram Indra,
盖起一人乎？
is the king jewel canopy not extraordinary?
他不是一般的
The Chakravartin was the jewel canopy king,
叫宝焰如
not just ordinary being. He has attained now the title of the Buddha
叶盖
as Tathagata precious flame.
的国王，
So the father of the
他现在的
monk moon canopy
宝焰
was the king jewel canopy. He's not an ordinary being. He's become a Buddha
他
as
这个王有1000
named Tathagata precious flame.
界中的千国，
That king
就显
1,000 sons are none other than the 1,000 Buddhas of the auspicious Bhadrakalpa.
就是细
1,000 Buddhas of Bhadrakalpa.
从迦
The
罗
current Kalpa,
孙佛
starting with Krakuchandra Buddha as the first.
佛名，谁知道？他是
Anybody knows who this Buddha is, Krakuchandra?
啊，这里没东西耶。
Oh, I have nothing here.
这
Oh,
个佛号谁知道？
anybody knows about this Buddha's name?
能够知道的举手。
If you know, please raise your hand.
这个迦罗九孙泰为始得佛，第一个佛成佛，迦罗九孙泰陀为始得佛，第一个佛。
The first
谁
Buddha.
知道他是谁？
Anybody knows who this is?
啊？哎，你怎么知道？查手机的，
No, it's from the internet.
查手机。
It's from the internet.
我不知道你们有手机呀、
I forgot you have internet, cell phones. Is it counted?
那哪一个先喊的？
Who said that first?
哪一个先喊的？举手。啊？哪一个先喊的？哦，站在后面了。好，看看有什么东西。哇！哇，这转轮呢？
Wow, that's a Dharma wheel.
是查手机的。
You check the internet, yes.
好，这好拿回去给手机。
Yeah, okay, so give this to your cell phone then.
哎，手机查得快，拘留孙佛。
That's fast.
我在日本呢、哎，看到拘留孙佛
So in Japan, I saw the Kakuchandra Buddha.
传的，不一定字不一定写对，变成狗流孙佛。
So what they wrote was not right. They wrote
哪
it
里有狗流孙佛
as a dog.
对，什么狗流孙佛？
They wrote it wrong.
因为那个字啊，他一下子弄错，
So sometimes they wrote the wrong character.
实在是
So on
不
the
敢相信。但是还是
placard it was written that way. But the Japanese believe that's like, it sounded like the character is a dog.
拘留孙佛。最后一个如来号
So
叫做
Kakuchandra was the first Buddha of the Bhadrakalpa.
大家都知
And the
道
last one is the Tathagata
韦陀
Rudra, which is, we all know, which is the Sangarama, I mean,
就是为了
Skanda. Skandas, the future Buddha, would be this
华光佛。
Rudra Buddha.
中
In
间
the repentance of 3,000 Buddhas, the first one is the Rudra Buddha.
是第一个佛，
The first one is Lotus Light Buddha.
第二个佛是弥勒佛。
In the middle 1,000, the first Buddha is Maitreya Buddha. And the last 1,000, the first Buddha is the Buddha Rudra.
他叫罗智佛。夜盖比丘即我。
So the moon canopy monk is my very self, Sakyamuni Buddha.
他讲他自己了。释迦牟尼讲。
So he was talking about himself.
我告诉你哦，天地这个是真实的哦。
So Heavenly Emperor, this is real. You should understand the essential point. Offering Dharma is the highest form of offering, surpassing all others. It is the most supreme, unparalleled, first and foremost. Therefore, Heavenly Emperor, you should offer Dharma as the ultimate form of offering to the Buddhas. So, in the future, you should offer Dharma to all the Buddhas too, telling the Sakram Indra. So, this excerpt has been completed now.
这个转红灯很重要哈。
So, turning into a red light, this is very important. Pure faith is very important. It was all great in the beginning for that old director, but not the last part, because he started to complain, resentments, because he felt that he did really well. How could he still be sick like that? And he complained to this and that. He complained about all. And it was green light to go to the Pure Land, and it became red light. So it's turning into a red light. Turning into a red light. So that's why pure faith is very important. There is no doubt whatsoever. In whatever condition or realm you are, and you can still maintain the pure faith, then you have the green light. Om Mani Padme Hum.